ETV watchers and E-Radio listeners, welcome back to E-Moment. We are happy and proud to be part of those who showing what Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba did during his lifetime. Today we are in Touba and we come to join Hizbut Targiyyah. Hizbut Targiyyah is one of the biggest daira in Muridism. So today we are here and we will be interviewing Mr. Hassan Diouf. He is part of the organization. Hizbut Targiyyah, which was created at the Cheikh Anta Diop University in Dakar. They are here in Touba and showing what Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba did. Imaman come here to join them, to ask them some question, how they organizing the things and how they doing the things in general. We are happy and proud to be part of those who showing what Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba did during his lifetime. As we told you in the beginning of our emission, today our guest will be Mr. Pape Hassan Diouf, one of the Hizbut Targiyyah member. He is here and he is our guest. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you doing?
I'm fine. And you?
Yes, I'm okay, just like Senegalese people.
Okay, thank you.
So, Mr. Pape Hassan Diouf, we are very happy and proud to be here today to interview you about Hizbut Targiyyah. First of all, 2 years ago or 3 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, there is one of the Hizbut Targiyyah co-founder, whose name is Mr. Antoun Jan, who passed away. So what can you tell us about him when he was alive?
Okay, thank you. I'm also very glad to meet you and to speak about my life. If I say my life, it is Hizbut Targiyyah. Because as a little boy of 10 or 11 years, I entered in the movement. And I spent all the rest of my life here. So, Atujany, as you said, our former moral responsible, may Allah welcome him in paradise, was a great man and a great leader, but a man with so many ambitions. He was one of the co-founders of Hizbut Targiyyah at the University of Dakar in the academic year 1975-1976, and since that year he had no activity apart from Murdia. And whatever you see in Hizbut Targiyyah as an activity in terms of education, in terms of achievements, in terms of buildings, in terms of training, in terms of communication, and so on, the initiator was really Serigne Atou Diagne. He had a vision. He has written a lot. He has also done many conferences and many activities to tell people who Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba is, what Muridiya is, and how should be a good Murid. He was our teacher. He was our trainer. That is why I can say that whatever we know in Hizbut Targiyyah, we have taken it from Serigne Atou Diagne. He endeavored all his life on Hizbut Targiyyah, night and day, with no rest. He was really a person that we cannot forget in our life, because he was a kind of a protector. Our families, our houses, our training, our teachers, everything that we have as a small boy until now, really he was one of the helper and the assistant. So I cannot really tell much about it because I'm so close to the man that I cannot go beyond. But he was really a man that we cannot forget in our life.
So he was unforgettable man in your life. As you said, he was a great leader, and that's very true. And we all are praying for him. May Allah welcome him in the biggest paradise. But also, he left here great leaders like you and like the others, because you all are continuing that great job and doing it behind him. I'm sure he's proud of you guys who is here and continue that great job that you're doing for Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba Khadim Rasoul. So, as a great leader, Mr. Hassan Diouf, what really motivated you to be part of Hizbut Targiyyah movement? Because you said that when you were very young, this is when you joined this group, and it is not easy as a young to be in a right way. So what really motivated you to be here?
As you know that we were at the French school as many Senegalese boys, but at a certain moment of our life, there was a kind of a lack, something that we did not have. It is to be deeply rooted in our culture as Muslims. And when I discover something like Hizbut Targiyyah, where I can find intellectuals, people who have very high degrees from university, and that who have dedicated their life in Islam, I say, this is something that I need. Because I need to have my academic training, my academic teaching, I need it. But also I need to know who am I as a Muslim. And when I get into Hizbut Targiyyah, I combined both. I went to school in the morning, but in the afternoon till the night, I concentrated all my activities in the Dara, learning the Quran, learning the teaching of Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba, learning Islam globally. And there I had the kind of a thirst that I have really now kind of quenching my thirst from what I found in Hizbut Targiyyah. And Serigne Atou Diagne had initiated so many things. A school, a television, very agricultural areas where we are cultivating rice. So many things in terms of communication that really I say that this is what I need. I need to be an intellectual like people, but I need also to express what I'm feeling as a good Muslim, what I'm feeling as a good Murid, and that I discovered it in Hizbut Targiyyah. This is really what motivated me to be a member of this movement.
That's cool. That's what really motivated you to be part of Hizbut Targiyyah. That's very nice. So, Mr. Hassan Diouf, where and when did you create it, Hizbut Targiyyah?
Hizbut Targiyyah, as I said, was created in 1975, 1976. Where? At the University Cheikh Anta Diop of Dakar. It was created by students who, as I said, had a need. It is apart from the training that got from universities, they needed also to know their Islam, their culture as Muslim. And they gathered, created a movement, and came to inform the Caliph of that time, Sheikh Abdoul Mbake. And Sheikh Abdoul Mbake told them that this is a kind of a reward that Allah has given to Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba after his confrontation with his enemies, the black people, the white people. After that confrontation between Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba and the French colonizers, and the creation of the schools in Senegal by those people who wanted to transform us as like French, God has given another thing to Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba. It is from the school, people who had a French training will in the future return to the Sheikh, will in the future show the message of the Sheikh to the universe, and that is really what motivated them to create the movement at the university in the years 1975, 1976.
Yeah. Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba was gifted by God, Khadim Rasoul. So what can you tell us about Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba as we are in these holy days, which called Magal de Touba? Everybody from everywhere in the world, not only in Senegal, but outside of Senegal, they all come, to join you in Touba here and really to celebrate this special day. So what can you tell us about that man who was a wise man, who was accepted by the whole Muslim, not only his knowledge, but his humanity, because we all know that being a human being is easy, but the humanity is the most difficult one. And Sir Ahmadou Bamba Khadim Rasoul, he really had that things. So, in your opinion, or what you have learned from Sir Ahmadou Bamba since you joined Hizbut Targiyyah?
What I can tell you is what Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba said himself about him. It is Abdullahi wa Khadim Rasul. If you go in his poems, he also qualifies himself as Abdullahi. It is the slave of God. Khadim Rasul, as a kind of a servant to the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing be upon him. So after the Prophet passed away, every 100 years, Allah sent a kind of a mujaddid, a kind of a renewer, a rehabilitator of the message. And in the 14th century, it is then 14th century after the Prophet, Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba came. And he said, and has also written that, I am now here as a rehabilitator, a renewer of the message of the Prophet. I am his servant. I am a kind of a servitor to the Prophet towards his community. And that is why he had not created his own movement. If you read carefully in the teaching of Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba, and you compare it to the other people who had created a kind of brotherhood around the world, you will know what vision Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba had. Al-Muridiyya, or Muridism, was not something that the Sheikh attached to his name. If you look around the world, all the different brotherhood are always in relation to the name of the founder, except Muridism. Al-Qadiriyya, Al-Tijaniyya, Al-Shazaliyya, Al-Rafi'iyya, Al-Bektashiya. Every time you will see in the name of that brotherhood, the nationality or the family name of the founder, except Muridiyya. This was a kind of an objective that the Sheikh had, because Muridiyya is nothing but a call to people to go towards God. It is not something that belongs to him, and he never accepted the qualification of brotherhood. He said that I have not a brotherhood. I am a renewer. I am a rehabilitator. That is why he did not call it Mbakiya or Toubawiya or Ahmadiyya, but Muridiyya. Muridiyya coming from the Arabic word irada. Irada meaning a person who had an objective. What is that objective? To go to Allah. And the Sheikh, early at the beginning of his mission, had said that whoever wants to go towards God can come with me. I am here to show you the right way the Prophet Muhammad himself followed. That is why he did not accept it to take that name and to put it in relation with his family name or with his origin. That is why one day a governor asked him, who are your followers? The Sheikh answered him that all the Muslim people, wherever they are, when they believe in Allah and in the Prophet Muhammad, are in my family. I'm not here for one community. I'm not here for one people, but I'm here for all the community of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing upon him. So that is something very special. Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba did not accept it that Muridiyya be qualified at the brotherhood, but a global message to rehabilitate Islam. This is one. That is why if you go to one in his book, Masalikul Jinan, the Sheikh said is that even if you are with me, you are practicing the Tijaniya wird or the Khadiri wird or the Shazali wird, continue. All of them are good. You can take it. That is why among those who were around him, there were people who had the Khadiri wird. Mam Cherno, his brother, had the Khadiri wird. There are other people he had given the Tijaniya wird because he considers that as one family. Though we should see Muridiyya as a global message, but not something really in relation with one people or one locality or one place. The governor told the Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba, what is the principle of your message? He said that the three principles of Islam, al-imanu bi-tawheed, al-islamu bil-fiqh, wal-ihsanu bi-tasawwuf. And these are the principles of Islam. So that is why he did not really wanted anything special to him, but always global. He was also a kind of a peacemaker. If you imagine 33 years in confrontation with his enemy, but Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba did never accept it to use violence. And after the confrontation, he had written, I don't say, but written that I have forgiven all my enemies. He also asked Allah to forgive and to forget. Sometimes you can forgive without forgetting. But he said, Allah, help me to forget that my enemy had done to me. Help me to forget it. I have forgiven them, but I want to forget. So that is something also very special in the mission and the vision of that man who was really a special man.
So, Abdullahi wa Khadim Rasulihi. So, said Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba Khadim Rasul. Mr. Diouf, how often do you meet in Hizbut Targiyyah?
I can say every day. You know that Hizbut Targiyyah, as we qualify it as members, is a movement who night and day are dedicated to work for Islam through the teaching of Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba. That is why in every region, in every department of Senegal, we have a cell. In that cell, there are people who are permanent there. There are people who come there every morning. There are people who come there every night. So every time if you go in our cells in Dakar, in Kaolack, in Tambacounda, in Kolda, in Ziguinchor, you see people there. You have a library where we learn. We have another place where we teach students. We have another place for our chorus to sing the Qasaid of Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba. So every time our places are in movement and are full of people. But every month we call for a general meeting where all the cell of Hizbut Targiyyah around the country meet in one place. This Sunday it is in Dakar, another Sunday it is in Kaolack, another Sunday it is in Touba. So Hizbut Targiyyah is year during in movement, never rest, never stop, and that is what we believe. That is why we can do whatever you see. And whatever you see here as decorations, as a technical instrument, are done by people who were trained here in Hizbut Targiyyah.
So, what is the innovation that you did in Hizbut Targiyyah?
So many innovations.
Like what?
Can you imagine a dara with a television? Hizbut Targiyyah is the first dara to set up a television. Hizbut Targiyyah was the first Murid movement to have an internet website in 1991 at that moment. Hizbut Targiyyah was the first Murid or Islamic movement to have a radio in 1995. Hizbut Targiyyah was the first Islamic movement to have agricultural areas there in the north of Senegal. And this year, if you come here in this place where you are, you will see that it is a very beautiful place. It is a very nice place. And this is because of the innovations and the initiative that Hizbut Targiyyah have every year to go further, to go forward, to continue and to be better. So there are many. Hizbut Targiyyah is a movement dedicated to the translation of the writing of Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba, to write books, to hold conferences, to hold panels, and everything that we can do as form of innovation to show people what was the real message of Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba. And this year, you can see it behind us. Before, we were using books to sing the poems of Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba. This year, you can see only machine behind us. Why? Because Sheikh Atu, as I told you, was a man of a great ambition. Before he passed away, this was one of his ambitions. He told us in French that nous devons mettre la technologie au service de la foi. Nous devons mettre la technologie au service de la foi. It is, we should use technology in our expression of our faith. So we are Muslims. Whatever is nice, whatever is very performant, whatever is very good, we need that it is Islam that should have it. We consider this day the Magal of Touba. We want to give it a great consideration. We want to give great consideration to the poems of Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba. That is why whatever we can do to show people that we give importance to what we are doing, we will do it, and this innovation is one of them.
That's true. So, Mr. Diouf, we are at the end of our emission. What is your last word?
Thanking God to be a Muslim and to be one of the members of Hizbut Targiyyah and members of the family of Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba.
Thank you so much, Mr. Diouf. We really appreciate, and we are very happy and proud to be here and to interview Mr. Pape Assane Diouf. He's one of the members of Hizbut Targiyyah movement. Thank you so much, and see you next year. We'll be coming here, inshallah, to do another interview about Hizbut Targiyyah. Thank you, Mr. Diouf.